What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Man O War Corsair. My name is Splattercat, and I'm gonna shoot an orc. Okay, or maybe I'm gonna way overshoot the orc, and we're not gonna accomplish anything. But nonetheless, we're fighting with some orcs right now. They are trying to drill us. You ever been drilled by an orc? I don't think you want to be drilled by an orc. It just does not seem like the training experience that I desire. Man, I gotta get my aim back on point. Unfortunately, I'm not doing so good right. Oh, bring her around, bring her around, bring her around. Fire! Yar! Take out his little wheelie thing. Don't let him come aboard. Oh, no, he's trying to come aboard. He's trying to come aboard violently. No! Okay, we almost got drilled by an orc. Sorry, I'm talking really, really loud because my volume is up really, really. This is really going to hurt. I'm not altogether convinced that that was worth it. I mean, it's going to end the fight quickly because they're going to try and board me, and I'm going to shoot the little rats. Okay, the big rats. If this is a rat infestation, it's a rat infestation that I want no part of. Quickly, lads! Chap with the green skins! Show them no quarter! In the name of Sigmar, strike! Destroy! Deal damage! Cause them to feel pain! Puncture wound! In, I think... was his name Heldenhammer? I think it's Sigmar Heldenhammer. Now, see, the difference between Sigmar and the God Emperor, there are differences here. Like, people are like, oh, the Emperor's so rad from Warhammer 40k. No, he's not. He's a decrepit skeleton that sits on top of a porta potty. He doesn't do anything. He does not communicate with anybody. And really, he didn't accomplish shit. Sigmar's a guy who actually exists in this universe, and he gets shit done. You really do not want to mess with Sigmar. He defeated the largest wog in human history. Like the largest wog in recorded history. He's allied with the dwarves. The elves love him. Everybody likes him. Everybody likes him. Even the Amazons. And when the Amazons like you, you know that you got them social skills to pay the bills. There we go. There's the round that I'd like to fire. Bring him around on that side. Sigmar is kind of a beast. Right now, the Emperor is Karl Franz. And that's because Sigmar is trapped inside the winds of chaos at the moment. So essentially what happened is Sigmar was too much of a badass. And so the Chaos Gods started getting really, really worried about him. They were like, holy shit, this Sigmar guy is doing a pretty good job of ruining, like, everything we're planning to do right now. So let's just trap his ass in an alternate dimension. And so Sigmar, after unifying the human kingdoms and doing a whole bunch of baller shit, decided that he needed time to walk around in the mountains and examine his new bling and, I don't know, learn how to swing his hammer or something. And so in the process, they think that he was going westward in order to speak with the orcs or something like that. Oh, we got some weapons right there. That's cool. We've got deliver the message to Arno. Where's Arnau? I remember working on this. Arnau is way, way, way around the Horn of Wrecker's Point, and so we actually have a pretty decent trip in front of us if we want to make that happen. So without further ado, let's get started along that goal. But yeah, Sigmar, he wandered off to the west at one point. Are we on fire right now? Damn it, we're on fire. God, that's a huge gun. That's the compensation jokes would just be never ending. That's the biggest problem, is having a gun like that, people would constantly just be making jokes about your wiener. And you'd be like, well, my wiener's integrity is fine. At least I like to think that it is. It's just that when I want to deal with a really big problem, I need a really big goddamn gun. And I don't know why you guys are disparaging this. This is the Empire, where bigger is better, and everybody wants better weaponry. Yeah, Sigmar went off to the west into the mountains. They think to contact the dwarves and talk about the possibility of uniting with them and then unifying something with the dwarf gods or something like that. The gods actually exist in this universe, too. They exist in 40k, but mostly it's just the evil ones that still exist. The evil gods are still quite active, but the good gods are kind of nowhere to be seen in fitting with their whole grimdark thing that they have going on. And this, they're actually like actively at war with each other. The gods exist on both sides. They care. They're part of the conflict, and they know what'll happen is if they let good or evil win, and that's their own extermination. So anyways, along the way, Sigmar ascended to godhood, and then after he became a god, people were like, holy shit, that's not so good. And by people, I mean the bad guys with the spikies on their armor. They try to trap him in an alternate dimension, and then recently Games Workshop released a lore review, or they basically revised the game, and they say that Sigmar's back. Hence, Age of Sigmar is the name of the new revision. I haven't heard a lot of positive things about it. A lot of people have been calling it Age of Scubmar, Age of Scummar, Age of Smegmar. People aren't big fans of it. They don't like it. I haven't met one person yet who likes the new iteration, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that thinks it's super awesome. I haven't played it, so I can't really talk about it. I just like the lore of the universe. So I guess Sigmar's back right now. I don't know why he's back or what happened. I know that now that he's back, he's even more powerful. Because putting him in the Winds of Chaos basically just pissed him off and made him madder. And so now he's got even more powers than he previously had because he's just been... You know like when they send Goku into space or into alternate dimensions to train and it's like really stressful and difficult? That's basically what it was for Sigmar. They put him inside like the greatest training regimen for kicking ass that they could ever put him inside of, and then he got out and now he's even more badass. And so the Chaos Gods are not in a good way right now. Not in a good way. But I'm sure they'll make some kind of recovery. Also of interest in this universe are the fact that the elves are actually somewhat competent and nice. The elves in this universe, compared to the Eldar are a bunch of douchebags. But in Warhammer Fantasy Battle, the elves are actually not quite so bad. In most lores that you talk about, like, elves are dying off because they just don't breed well and their time has passed, essentially. In Warhammer, the elves are dying off because they take active interest in the affairs of men and dwarves, and they actually like to be in the vanguard fighting, even though they aren't producing more babies. And so it's more like they want to be part of the big boy conflicts, and not only that, they want to be big boys in the big boy conflict, and so they tend to overstretch and overtax themselves by wanting to be a major part of everything, and actually help and be, you know, advisors to the other races. Whereas I don't think there's any real doubt that the humans are kind of the main faction in Warhammer Fantasy Battle. The Empire really kind of is the main group that gets shit done. I can go kind of like this. That'll work. And then we'll go over some waves. We got some nice, pleasant weather right now. Should be a good day for us. Should be a good day for sailing, assuming crazy shit doesn't happen. For right now, we're up at 2 times speed. I'm going to sail around the Horn, and I'll be back once we get to something interesting happening, alright? So we've made it around Manan's Teeth right now. I don't like to mess around in Manan's Teeth. Manan's Teeth are a little bit gnarly anyways. But we'll go around this side. We're about to go into sea monster territory, so I figured that was probably a good time to cut things in. It's rare that they label things on the map where there's not actually something out here that wants to kill us. In the meantime, we'll pay attention to the mountains, and if we got nothing else to talk about, we'll talk about Warhammer Fantasy. In a previous episode, I said Altdorf was the capital of the Empire, by the way. It's actually Nuln. Apparently, I made that mistake. And I was going back through Warhammer books, revitalizing my memory, because I knew I was doing a Warhammer series, and apparently it's Nuln. I've always thought it was Altdorf. Why is there a skull on the side of that mountain? Everything's grimdark in this universe. We can't just have like a nice Mount Rushmore. We gotta have a skull on the side of the mountain, or some kind of weird crucifixion device in the mountain. We'll be sailing around some foggies when we come, sailing around some foggies when we come. I don't know if there's sea monsters out here, but I would rather not deal with it right now. Okay, I'm lying. I would love to kill a sea monster. Of all the things that register as things that I would like to do today, killing a sea monster actually seems pretty rad. It seems like a good way to solidify my reputation as a baller-ass captain. We are, like, right in the middle, actually. Oh, I thought it was double overlapped. It seemed like for a second there was a possibility where there might be 2 sea monsters in the area. It's probably just a shark, but there are whales and other things in the water, too, that are problematic. Sometimes... Bring out the small arms for what? For what? I don't see it. Oh, shit. Where is it? It's hard to tell with the fog in the way. Oh, it's just another one of the megalodons. Where's he at, though? He's gonna try and get us from the side first. I don't know where he thinks he's hiding at, but he's hiding around here somewhere. I'm gonna try and keep a heading for Arno. It's possible he might not be able to catch us. We are pretty fast right now that we streamline the hull. I have no visual, and we're outside of its territory right now. Hopefully we'll duck this wind at some point, or this weird farty thing that the ocean has going on. Because I am not feeling it. I am not feeling it at all. It's actually weird how few ships are out here. Like, I don't think I've seen a ship like this entire time. I don't see our toothy menace here, our smiley friend. I'm just gonna not think about it, and hopefully that'll make it go away. That's how you deal with problems, right? You just not think about it and hope that it goes away. I was definitely expecting to see more ships out of here. We're getting towards Bretonnia territory. If you don't know who the Bretons are basically kind of like the Warhammer Fantasy Battle version of the French. They're like medieval French. Man, this music is so epic right now. I don't know how to deal with it. I kind of just want to let the shark win so that the music will go away and I'll stop feeling all anxious. But yeah, the Bretonnians are kind of like the medieval French. They're obsessed with honor. That's like their big thing, is they're so obsessed with honor. If you've ever played Warhammer 40k, orcs have this thing called a gestalt field, where if they believe in something hard enough, the psychic emanations of their belief will make that thing true. And so technically, if orcs wanted it bad enough, they could just will human beings out of existence, but that would be no fun because orcs like to fight with human beings. And so why would they will their favorite playthings out of existence? Let's check this ship real fast. I didn't find anything, Captain. Ain't nothing here but corpses. I don't see this shark anywhere. Still got the music, and the auto target is not picking it up, so it's got to be pretty far away. I'm gonna pick my way through these mountains very, very carefully. These old jetties or whatever the hell they're called. I don't really know. There's probably a number of ships in here. Yeah, there's one over there, so we'll pick through that corpse too. Just to see if maybe we can hook ourselves up with a little bit of something useful. You there! Ship that's kind of floating. I mean, it's almost in the water. Ow. That was my bad. I didn't see that one right in front of me. Didn't find anything over here either. Alright, let's go ahead and push off real quick. It's a little sketchier than I had imagined over here. Definitely a little bit more scribbly. The fog is not helping either. The fog is making this a lot worse. I might be able to slip through here. There it is. Have to be careful about it, but I knew we could make it if we stayed on it. But the Bretonnians are essentially Warhammer Fantasy Battle's French faction. They're all knights, chivalry, combat. That's their shtick, though. Is that they're really, really into honor, integrity, duty, and that kind of stuff. They kind of get along with the Empire. They definitely hold down over there. And then they might actually be a part of the Empire. I'm not really sure. Bretonnians, I think they are. I'm almost sure that they are. What is going on over here? Oh, I'm about to run into the side of this little peninsula over here. Okay. Well, we're camped at 1.8. I think we should be able to navigate this without too many issues. I'm really worried about the lack of ships out here, though. I'd like to see the game implement some kind of fast travel, if it's at all possible. I know some people just want to sail ships all over the place, and for them, just don't use the fast travel, you know? Or maybe at the beginning of the game, you can disable the fast travel if you want to, so that the temptation is removed. However, I would love to see fast travel to places you've already been. It would just cost you time, and whatever the limiting reagent is on soldiers, I'm assuming later on, you'll probably have to pay your soldiers and your sailors and have to feed them and all that kind of stuff. For right now, you don't really have to, but it seems like a logical thing to add. I think I see our destination right there. Oh, the wind has shifted on us, though, so we're going to have to tack into port. Disappointing. But these things do happen. And so anyways, the Bretonnians, they have the same thing that orcs have in Warhammer 40k. They believe in something so intensely that it becomes true. Like, they have magic. that Imperial magicians they can't explain it. It's like holy magic that's drawn from the power of like Sigmar and the gods themselves, because they believe so righteously in their cause that they just like will the magic into existence with the power of their honor. And so kind of an interesting faction. They run a lot of like pikemen and things like that. Cool stuff. I haven't played in Warhammer Fantasy Battle ever, but I know some of the lore just by reading the Gotrek and Felix books and being into that kind of stuff. We're going to need to cut along the back a little bit further because it's going to have to basically be behind us by the time we go out here. Close enough. I've actually noticed that if you take a look at the representation of your ship down in the bottom right, if you look with the way we were angling the back of the ship right there, we should have been clear to have fair winds all the way into port, but I think it doesn't quite line up with your ship exactly properly. It's just a little thing that I think needs to be fixed a tiny bit. Oh, we're taking water on board. That's disappointing. This is mostly going to be a travel episode, I guess. It says booking all over the place. There's not a single ship out here. I don't see nothing. I suppose we better pull into port and look for this Victor. Let's go see what Victor is up to. Ah, so you're the one she sent. I hear you come to deliver a message, and I can tell you right now, answer's no. Shouldn't you at least read it? It is a demand. She wants me to pay her 20,000 gold pieces for dropping a shipment overboard, and I'm saying that that'll never happen. It was either jettison the cargo or spend the rest of my life rotting in a frozen Kislevite jail for smuggling. It's not a question of money, but rather of principle. I could pay, but I'll be damned before she gets a single shilling. She'll want my throat cut for this, of course, and I was actually hoping you would kill her for me. I'll pay you the whole sum of 20,000 guilders for it. Yeah, sure, I'll kill people. Ah, that's what I like to hear. Just like I said, kill her, return to me for your gold. She won't go down easy, and she has eyes and ears everywhere, but I have faith in you, Captain. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a veritable milk run here. So they have timber demand here. That's unfortunate because I sold all my timber, but they do have a demand for textiles, and so I will more than likely sell these until we get down to about 200. And that seems all right. We'll take the stuff elsewhere. Meanwhile, we have weaponry, which is selling at a pretty good premium, so we'll make some more money right there. Other things that we have on board, not really a whole lot. They actually produce weapons here, but the price was so good that I figured, why not? They also produce food along this front. They produce coal as well. I could take on board some coal, sure. And now that we got the coal on board, that means that our hold is full of food, unfortunately. Alright, I cleared out a little bit of space right there. If you wonder why I sold the 10, I'm just trying to get a little bit of space taken care of. We only have 21 gold's worth of repairs. We should probably check for crew replacements. Yeah, be careful about that. That'll catch up with you. Every time you get a boarding action, you lose crew. And it happens without you necessarily knowing that it's happening. Just be aware that you lose crew. Do we have any jobs around here? We've got the Ship of the Dead. The local baron's ornately uniformed garrison can be seen practicing formations in the town, accompanied by the bellows of the red-faced sergeant. A rabble of townsfolk and visiting sailors alike look on as they march in perfect time about the muddy town square, plumed helms and halberds polished to a surprisingly bright gleam. Ahoy! You look like a nautical woman. Have you seen that ship drifting about out at sea? Fishermen say they ain't seen nobody up on the decks, but they get right nervous and wouldn't dare take a close look. Yeah, sure, I'm not afraid of ghosts. Arno promises a rich bounty for one Captain Gar Darkheart of the infamous ship Gork, dead or alive. The brutal pirate is unlikely to surrender peacefully. Keep plenty of shot and black powder to hand. You may well need it. I'll take that, too. And I'll come back for that other job. We now have employment, which makes me all kinds of happy. I like employment. So we can find the megalodon. He's a little bit of a megalomaniac, but he's mostly a megaloshark. We've also got to... Why is there battle music on right now? Apparently we've just got some random guy like swearing at the ocean right now. look like we have nothing out here. We're still in the Empire, though, which is good for us. So we've got 2 locations we've got to go to. I'm going to sail north for right now, and we'll handle the things that are furthest away. Is that the megalodon right there? He followed us all the way into port. Let's give him a little bit of cannon fire. Oh no, there's a megalodon right there. Shitballs. He's like right next to us. Coming up hard on one side, and that did not seem to hurt him at all. He's over here. Oh shit! That scares me every time. Every single time. So I'm gonna get a little bit of damage dealt here. You want to shoot for the eyeball region, by the way. If you were confused about that front. I think you can also hit him with a cannon while you're in there if you're piloting the ship, but I'm not so sure. He'll probably get some distance on us. Yeah, there he is right there. Give him a little bit, and apparently he's got some kind of shaky syndrome. Unfortunately, he needs like a cream or something to help get rid of that, or maybe some more potassium, or I don't know. He needs to bring his dietary game up, though. Not by the wind, we're in front of it. Sort of implies adjacency. Come on, shoot the little prick. There it was. That was a good-ass volley. Oh, that was a waste. That was a terrible volley. That was like one of the worst volleys I've ever fired. Alright, so let's head back this way. I'm going to swap sides on him and hope that he can't get a hold of the boat. There he is right there. He's a little bit behind us. I do think we've got him outrun. They may want to set him a tad lower. I don't know. This jank shark over here. It's making my job difficult. He might be higher level too. I don't know. Seems like we're not really damaging him much. Oh, he's back on board again. Well, such is life. Shoot him in the eye sockets. Yeah, there it is. See if we can get him right there, too. I'm just going to wait for him this time around. He busted up one of my cannons, and that upsets me. We're going to have to go back into port to deal with him. I wonder if I can snipe him from the sharpshooter's position while we do this. Sharpshooter! Guess he'd be a shark shooter for right now, but... Woo! That's so much worse when he's coming after me. 2,000 gold crowns for the bounty. I'm going to head back to town because we got to repair our ship. We're a little bit busted up right now. Somehow a shark lit us on fire. I can't explain to you the physics of how a shark set us on fire, but a shark set us on fire with his crazy mind powers, and that makes me just want to go hide back in town. My name is Splattercat. I will see you all in the next episode of Man O War Corsair. Hi to everybody.